over here in Chennai on my way to meet none other than Beta Mahatvaraj. And I'm so looking forward to this particular meeting. There's going to be a lot of action today. So many things to discuss with Beta. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm finally over here. I'm going to see Beta. And I'm really excited because all these months we've been talking and we've been doing this video podcast, but we never actually met. You won't believe it, we've not met. So we are going to meet him now, and I'm going to now see where Beta is. Finally over here, and I'm looking for Beta. And there's Beta. Beta, finally we meet. Yay, yay, yay. Hey, Amar.
Beta Mahatvaraj, a Chennai-based aquarium enthusiast, is renowned for his expertise and stunning photography of Indian native freshwater fishes. With decades of experience, he contributes to scientific and hobbyist publications. His private fish room serves as a research hub for studying fish behavior and breeding, supporting conservation efforts. Beta conducts workshops on fish photography and responsible fish keeping, raising awareness about India's freshwater biodiversity. He is a panel contributor and subject matter expert at the Weekend Aquarist.
Nice meeting you finally. We are meeting for the first time. Yeah, we did a little bit of setup so that he gets the mic, but we are meeting for the first time since the Weekend Aquarist started. Yeah, about 6 months back, and he's been helping 2 months prior to that also when we first spoke. Initial discussion. And it's just been a whirlwind since then. And Beta, so many thanks, Yeah. Your support, your network, is really helping the Weekend Aquarist in its mission. And our mission is to make sure that India's native fishes get it the spotlight internationally. So that's one of the major missions of the Weekend Aquarist. Today, we are at the Chennai Public Aquarium. And guess what? We are going to get an exclusive tour of it. It's almost after working hours, so it's actually not supposed to be open, but they have kept it open. Beta has got all the connections. Okay, so they've kept it open for us, and Beta is going to take us around. This is also the place where your photographs are
photo exhibition. So I did it.
So we are going to have a look at his photographs also. So join us for this. Beta, a lot of monster fishes over there. How big are these? Man.
It's almost, really, I think the bigger ones must be almost a foot, the Tilapia, buttikoferi.
Okay, so tell us a little bit. I see some catfishes also over there.
Yeah, I would like to speak more about the catfish. This is Horabagrus nigricollaris. So this is a catfish.
Go slow for all of us. Okay. Because he is going to keep throwing the scientific names at us, and we are going to get confused. I only caught the last barb something. Okay, slow, and then common name as far as possible.
Sure.
Okay.
So the first fish that I want to introduce is the Horabagrus nigricollaris. That's the catfish with a small pot belly. They're from Kerala.
Okay.
I think you might have seen one of its cousin, the Sun Catfish. Mm-hmm. That is Horabagrus brachysoma. That's quite common in the aquarium trade. But these chaps are little more rarer. So when they are young, they actually have like a collar, close to their gills.
Okay.
So that's why they're called, nigricollaris, which basically means black collar there.
Okay.
Right.
So how big would they grow?
I think these are almost at their adult size.
These are not food fish, or are they?
These are not as common as the brachisoma. Brachisoma is a food fish. It is commonly eaten there.
Okay.
These were actually donated by, the online portal. They sell fishes, aquarium fishes delivered home.
Aquarium fishes delivered home.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're the ones who had donated this whole batch of catfishes.
Okay.
So these are omnivores. I think that is why they are able to survive in this environment. They are, predatory. So even the tilapia here, they are also omnivores. So they kind of get along well.
Are these the same tilapia that we get now as food fish?
No, it's not.
These are not the same.
Those are Mozambicus and Niloticus, and some are hybrids. These are also an African tilapia, but but they are not the same ones.
But the more common ones that we see are spread across everywhere now.
Yeah.
Okay. And all of them come from Africa itself.
Yeah.
But
So they were introduced as a food fish.
Hmm.
That's how they became prevalent in our freshwater systems, and they're quite established. But these so far, I haven't heard of them being being established in our waters.
okay. I see your photographs
Yeah.
exhibited over here. Let's have a quick look at those
Yeah,
as well.
I'll kind of take you through some of these.
Now I'm going to stop talking. You're going to be the one who's going to be the guide. So
Okay.
tell us about this.
Yeah, so the way we set up the photo exhibition was that we had fishes from Brackish Water, fishes from the Eastern Ghats, fishes from Tamil Nadu, and then from the Western Ghats as well. So this is the first section, which is about the fishes from the northeastern part of India. right?
Okay.
I'm not going to go over all the fishes, but I'll kind of call out some of my favorites. Pitya manipurensis is like a red-colored barb, very colorful. But then I haven't seen it in the trade for at least the last 10 years.
Okay.
Right? And
I'm going to guess this is from Manipur, right?
yeah, good job.
Good job with that. Okay.
Yeah, another fish, Silorhynchus, they are a bit more common in the hobby. So if you think of Otocinclus, right,
Yes.
from South America, these taps are like that. The only difference is Otocinclus are not hill stream fish. These are hill stream fish.
So they require the fast movement.
Yeah, so they're very good, excellent algae eaters, especially of slime algae. But then they don't do well, right, if you don't have enough oxygen and flow, right? So that's why it's not a really apt species for planted aquariums,
Okay.
right? But if you are having a hill stream aquarium, these are perfect fishes for algae control.
Dario.
Yeah, Dario is pretty common. I think we are going to cover this as part of the the nano
article,
fishes
yes,
for planted aquariums, right?
Top 10 nano fishes.
Yeah.
That's the article you're going to see. By the time this is you're going to see it in the latest issue, the July issue of the Weekend Aquarist magazine. Okay,
Yeah.
please carry on.
Yeah. What else? So Ballitora bruchei. So I'm a big fan of hill stream fishes. So this is again one of my favorites. Probably we will try and spot this in my fish room as well. So what are the other rarities? There is Aborictis. I think it's Kempai. It's another rare loach, which is like hardly ever seen in the hobby. There's also this Aphaniops. So when you talk about killifish,
Yes.
we have the striped panchax, the dwarf killifishes, but this one is a lot more unique. You don't see this often. So a friend in Chennai is actually breeding them. So at
That's
least
the
we
first
have.
time I am seeing this one.
Yeah, it's a pretty rare one.
It does look like the sailfin fishes also a little bit.
These are the males.
Huh.
The females are not as colorful, shorter finnage and so on.
Okay.
But they're not a community fish. They can be a bit aggressive, just like the striped panchax and so on.
Okay.
And obviously Channa Barca, everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
This is another rare one. You see the Ambliceps mangoes. I think it probably it's a hill stream catfish. Torrent catfish is what it's called. This is another variety in that same genus, but it's a lot more rare. And as I was saying, right, I always try and equate if somebody's keeping South American fishes like tetras, what is the equivalent in terms of Indian native fish, right? So this is a good example. Like you have heard of the South American whiptail catfish.
Yeah.
This is our whiptail catfish
Beautiful.
from
Look at-
Ganga.
Look at
right?
that.
Yeah.
And where is this from?
This is from the Ganges.
Okay.
Yeah, but this has a bit of specialized behavior. The South American whiptails are algae eaters mostly, but
This
these
is a predator, is it?
it's not a predator, but it eats microfauna, right?
Okay.
So if you're going to keep it in your aquarium, you need good flow, lower temperature,
And no shrimps.
yeah, no shrimp. They will eat small shrimps, but they need live or frozen food.
Yeah.
Right,
And then
so-
you have the Channa Gacho over here.
Yeah, it's a bit common, but then the Bengal, they call it the blue Bengal variety. This one.
Mm.
So this has a lot more colors. It's kind of got those bluish hue on its body, right? So yeah. So let's look at probably the the brackish water species, and then we can
Sure.
come over here to the
Let's
Eastern
look at the
Ghats.
fishes. Huge tank. I think it is what, 12 feet?
Yeah, I think it's 12 or 13 feet. Probably it's like
It's about
4 feet tall.
4 feet tall and
4 feet or
about
even
3 feet deep at least.
yeah.
So, what do we have over here?
So this is a tank with all the Indian fishes. A lot of barbs. So you have Dawkinsia rohani, which is a rohan barb.
Look at the driftwood. Just take a look at this beautiful driftwood. I'm sorry, I
No
when I
problem.
say driftwood, I imagine planted tanks and also this
Right.
fine. But tell, please carry on.
Yeah. So you have olive barb. You have the filament barb, the one that we spoke about earlier. We have Tambarbarani barb. So
And
actually
just point it
the
out for us, Beta. That would be good, and if you can capture that also.
so this group is basically olive barb, which is basically Cystomus sarana, and you have a filament barb there. What else do we have? We have Neolysochilus. This one is actually from Arunachal,
Wow.
and
He reminds
we
me
had
of
a-
the silver shark in the trade, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And you have Tambarbarani barb as well. So actually the Chennai Public Aquarium, if you can show it there, right? That's the logo. It's actually the Tambarbarani barb. So you can see one of those there, right at the back.
Oh, yes, yes.
Hopefully it will
yes.
come in front.
Yeah, it's coming
Right?
for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So you also have Tor malabaricus. This one is from Kerala. This grows pretty big. This is kind of like a tank buster. So a lot of the people who do angling,
This one.
they're they try and catch this fish. Yeah, you can try and see if you can catch the Dawkinsia rohani males here. These two, they're kind of displaying, right?
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah. They're sparring.
Yeah. So this also has a few catfish
I
and botia.
noticed that. I was trying to look for it. I think it's gone into the hollow.
Yeah,
over
but
here.
unfortunately they might be a little shy. There's also a labio kalbasu. It's right there behind the driftwood. Yeah, it's there. There. It's grazing on the driftwood. Oh, there is a Hypsilobarbus jardanae as well. Oh, there's a botia which has come out here. Here, Amar.
Ah, that Botia Loach.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed it. Oh, he's there.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can capture him. Tell us about these beautiful photographs over here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which should be most interesting.
I like this one.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen my Instagram. So I have a video of two males of this species fighting. I think I just posted it a few weeks
we
back.
printed it in
Yeah,
the
obviously there's
June,
an article about
edition,
it
yeah.
as well, right? Quite an interesting species, but then it's not suitable for small aquariums. You need a pretty large one to keep them. But then very interesting behavior. So they feed on like kind of like a slime algae which is deposited on top of the mud.
Okay.
So they are territorial. So the males, you can see them constantly fighting. Looks very dramatic, but there's no harm done, right? So it's more bluff than anything else. This is one of my favorites, Mangarinus. So it's called chisel tooth goby. It's a brackish water goby again, but then very pretty. Probably grows to around only 3 to 3.5 inches.
Okay.
So
But this is a beautiful coloration that it's got. But I was chatting up with Arvind, and he's got some of the pinkish ones.
yeah, I think it's more of the environment in which you keep it.
Okay.
Right, I have seen sometimes it goes into like a mood where it is more dull colored. Suddenly it's got a very contrasty colored. So I guess it's more about mood.
Okay.
The dwarf mud skipper. So we'll see that in the fish room as well. This is an interesting one, the tongue fish. So you can see how flat it is. It almost looks like somebody, went over it with an,
It's
try to iron it. This is one of my favorites, and again, something which is quite rare. Paraglossus winterbottomi. I think they're called fairy fish or something like that.
why is it called winter bottom? Is that the discoverer's
I
name?
think it's the named after a scientist or
Okay.
someone.
The guy who
So
discovered
when it usually ends with I,
Mm.
it usually means that it is
Yeah.
named after a
Yeah.
person.
Wow.
So,
That's man.
yeah, this is a predatory fish. So if you're into predatory fishes, definitely that's one. The worm goby, that's also an interesting one. It's kind of lives inside the mud, so you hardly ever see it outside.
Where are
But
the eyes?
the eyes are kind of it's kind of inside. It is not it's not visible.
Oh,
So because they live in the mud,
they don't need that.
I mean they don't need it basically, because there's no use, right? So it's more of a sensory organ based predator.
Wow.
Right? So the puffer, that's quite
Puffers.
common. Rhino mugil in the last
Is
few
this
years,
now getting endangered? Is it because of the habitat destruction?
I'm not sure, but I've seen that a lot of our coastline has problems with oil slicks. That's a big issue. And even when you do desilting efforts and all that, it kind of disturbs the whole ecosystem. When you're trying to make a port or there's some dredging happening, you see there's a lot of deaths. Even in Chennai, we've seen due to oil slick, there's been a huge problem, especially in the estuaries.
Okay.
Um,
The spotted cat is quite
yeah,
common.
that's quite common, right? Tarpon. This is a picture of a juvenile. It's kind of yawning,
Mm.
but then they grow huge. They grow really big. This is a cute one, the Mugilogobius tigrinus. That stays quite small, and you can put it in a nano tank. But again, it's brackish, so if you add a bit of salt, at least less salinity, it does well.
So, what would you advise? What kind of salinity?
Point
would
specific gravity of 0.005 to 0.009 is
That's
okay.
it.
Yeah, that's enough. You don't need to keep them at full strength
Yeah.
salt water.
Yeah.
We look at the Eastern Ghats once
Sure.
as well.
Sure. While the maximum diversity is on the Western Ghats, the Eastern Ghats has got some fantastic
Yeah.
species also.
Yeah, it does. It
Just-
does,
just tell us
and
about
also very beautiful. You get excellent scapes. I mean, if you look at some of these, right, it's really beautiful. The underwater view is amazing. Look at this one where there is some marginal vegetation on the side.
Right.
Very beautiful. I mean, when I snorkel, I really enjoy the experience in Eastern Ghats, because a lot of these places, the water is crystal clear, good visibility, and you can really have a fun time observing the fishes. But there's some fishes that I particularly want to highlight. Filament barb, quite common, but then I've seen a lot of variation, especially this one. If you see, there's a lot of green and blue in the scales. Fishes from a different region, they have a lot of red. Some have a bit of yellow. So a lot of variation that's there in this. The red side barb, I think it's a really underrated fish. So, I've seen this in fish shops, and they're in bare bottom tanks, and they're just silver
They will leave
without
their
any color,
Yeah, without
right?
any color.
But then you put them. This is in my fish room in one of the planted tanks. It was there. The males, look like Dennis and I, right? Like
Yes.
bright red.
Yes.
And the advantage is, a lot of these Eastern Guard fishes, they do well even when the water is a bit warm, right? They're not so sensitive to that they need cooler temperatures. So this is a very good species. Then what else do we have? This is another fish, very common, right? The spiny loach. We're actually featured in those top 10, right?
Right.
For the nano fishes.
Right.
It's again an excellent fish, because it sifts the sand, right? So any debris, any uneaten food waste, it will kind of clean up, and it's kind of active throughout the day. Going in and kind of cleaning the sand, and sometimes it goes and buries in the sand also.
How big will it go?
This is probably 2.5 inches. That's all, right? stays quite small. Gara, pretty popular. They call it spa fish and
Yeah.
all that. But obviously, I would prefer them
In
to
the
be more known for their algae eating capability rather than
skin
cleaning up
eating,
the
yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
This is an interesting fish, Chennai Public.
Yeah.
This is found both in Sri Lanka and in our Eastern Ghats. So I've seen these breeding in the wild.
Wow.
So this is one,
with
yeah,
their
with the
spawn
babies.
and all,
Yeah, I do have some videos of it in my channel. This is one species that I've seen in the wild breeding with fry. Right, been able to closely observe.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting because a lot of the other species live in areas of murky water, right? So you're not able to observe them unless even the northeastern ones, they always stay hidden.
Yeah.
Because they are in hill streams, right? But these ones, they are quite curious. So if you go and stay there for some time, they'll want to come and see what's going on there. Who's this guy who's in the water, right? It's a quite interesting one. What else do we have? We have Paracylorhynchus. We have some of these we have these in Maharashtra as well.
Yeah.
So if you, I think one of these places where you have hill streams and all that, you will find these Paracylorhynchus, but not this one. This is in Andhra.
I used to go on this hill streams near our Belapur hills, and they used to have the line danios.
Okay.
I'm giving you the common name, the line danios with a single line, and the Malabaricus.
Yeah, Malabar Danio.
I've caught them. This was
Okay.
way back in 88, 90, and these very difficult to catch. They're
Okay.
extremely agile.
Okay.
And firstly, they are also always on the algae covered
Yeah, the
rocks.
grazing. Yeah.
So it's
But
very,
these are again good alligators for the aquarium because it's a good compromise. If you remember, I spoke about Silorhynchus. This is Paracylorhynchus. I think they call it Ratnagiri minnow. Yeah, Ratnagiri minnow.
I come from Ratnagiri.
Yeah.
So,
So these are good alligators. So you can add it to your platter tanks. This is Indorionectus. Again, we have one Indorionectus, or there are multiple, but there's one which is quite common in Maharashtra, the Evzadai, Indorionectus Evzadai.
it's quite interesting that the way they are named, right?
Yeah.
So this is Indorinus nectus and
Is
Telangana
a
ensis.
yeah, it's the name of the land area.
So Indore is, to me, is in Madhya Pradesh, but this is Telangana.
I
also.
think probably the etymology is different because
Okay.
Orionectus is separate. I think they are talking about Indian Orionectus.
We are going to have a separate tutorial for all of us as
Yeah.
to how the scientific names are kept.
And that's going to be a 2-hour episode, Aman. Hope you're
Let's
up
do
for it.
that. Let's do that.
Right?
Take us through this.
Okay. Too many favorites. I don't know which one to start with. Probably we'll start with the clown goby. So you'll see this adaptation here. So this is what helps it stay in one place in the the hill streams.
It kind of
Yeah, it's like a
catches
suction
on
pad.
it,
Yeah, it's like a suction pad, and you can see its lips and how it's grazing on the algae. So it's almost like that Scotch Brite kind of
Yeah.
going over the rocks. So I always had a dream of photographing this in the wild. I got a chance, but then the fish was too far away. So I have a video, but it's from quite a bit of distance because it's a pretty shy fish. This one, Maharaja Bab, I would say
one of the most beautiful.
Yeah, one of
ones
the
there.
most beautiful. So if you after Dennis and I, if you can talk about some Bab which is very beautiful, this is it. So this I shot it in Karnataka. So this is like the unique thing about Maharaja Bab is that like cichlids, right? They hold territory. These actually hold territory. You won't see that. I mean, at least I have not seen that behavior in any other barb, right? So it actually holds territory. It only allows the females inside. They keep chasing the males. So it's pretty interesting their behavior.
Rahul also had
Yeah,
spoken
yeah.
about this.
Yeah, probably we should feature it sometime.
Yes,
in the
especially for
magazine.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is another interesting one. This is an undescribed Gatsa species, which is basically a hill stream loach. Unfortunately, I don't have specimens, but probably someday I want to get them and get that described. Um, Pseudologia astrina. This is a very unique genus, and it's also one of my favorites. It's again very small hill stream catfishes. Probably we'll catch some of those in my fish room today. We'll try and feed some of those. So Dario huli. You would have seen the Dario, right? This seems a little, drab from
In
that aspect.
comparison.
But then when it's breeding, the males are like ink blue color, so they look really awesome. Of course, my namesake is here.
Tell us about this story.
Yeah, this story. I mean, the first time that I went to see it, I think I donated at least 1 liter of blood to leeches because this is found in a very kind of remote forest area. And by the time we trekked and went there, me, Rahul, and all of us, we lost so much blood. I mean, I still have those photos. It's pretty scary. But then I need to talk about my favorite fish, Bhavani Australis.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Amar, you should be sick of me talking about it
No,
again and again.
not at all.
But if you see the photo, you'll know why I
It's
love it so
beautiful.
much, right? It's like a leopard. Probably I should call it. They
The
already
leopard.
called leopard loach. I don't know. Maybe it already has that name. But I want to point some rarities to you, especially this and this. Oryctis kurgensis. It's a very small fish. Only
Coorg.
found in Coorg, obviously, but then I would see 99.9% of people in India would not have seen this fish.
But then
It's
does
quite
it
rare.
also require?
It's found in a small micro habitat only.
Does it require cold water or?
Yeah, it does require cold water. I mean, if it was plentiful, probably it would have been a good species for planted tanks with chillers because they're peaceful, they're small, quite unique. This is another unique gara from Karnataka, currently undescribed. I just like to call it gold spot gara or gold coin gara. Right? It's each scale has a
gold spec.
golden scale.
Yeah.
So it's pretty unique that way. What else do we have? This is another unique fish that you find in brackish water areas. I remember collecting this in Mangalore in Karnataka.
Okay.
So you will find it in estuaries. It's a very small fish. I mean, it's like a blink and miss kind of fish because it's so small. But this is the smallest fish in India. Danionella priapus. Yeah, that's the size.
That's
It's
the size?
tiny fish. I don't know how much magnified this is. Probably
3 times,
100
4 times.
No. Probably, I guess 30, 40 Danionella can fit in that, or
Oh
probably
my
more.
God.
Right in that, it's blown up, right? Because it's a macro shot.
That's your chromide, right?
Yeah,
Orange
chromide. Yeah, orange chromide. This is another interesting gara, bicornuta. So if you can see, it has two, horns.
Oh,
Right?
that's why the name.
It's that's the bicornuta, or that's why it's called rhino gara as well. Right. What else do we have interesting? The popular puffer fishes. We did feature it.
Yes.
Right, so 2 species, Travancoricus and imitator.
But are they found in the same?
No, I mean, at least I haven't found them together, but they might be known.
Manimala River.
That's in Kerala.
Kumaradhara.
This is in Karnataka.
Okay.
So somebody is actually commenting that when people give advice, they always say keep puffers in low flow tanks. But actually, I found imitator in a hill stream earlier this year, and I couldn't even hold my camera because the flow was so fun, and those guys were thriving there, right? So unless you see the habitat, you never know, actual conditions. This is another interesting one, Rayama. So people who like predatory fishes, they should try it. It's a very aggressive fish, very aggressive.
How big will it grow?
This grows to almost a foot.
it's
So
a
this is almost
full
like
fish?
that. They say Goliath tiger fish, right? African.
Is it
So
also edible?
it is
It's a
edible.
food
Yeah, it is
fish.
from the northeastern part of India, but I mean, it's an amazing predator.
Right.
Very streamlined.
Sure.
Really goes after any fish that's smaller than
Botia, zebra
Sayada,
roach.
yeah. The popular melon barb, right? And you remember I talked about the nigricollaris. This is how the juvenile look. When I talked about the collar, this is the collar that I was talking about, right next to the gills. Pseudochinese, another very interesting fish from northeastern India, but very difficult to maintain because they're from cold water and very fast flowing waters. This is another favorite of
So
mine.
again, these are the
other
special apparatus
Yeah.
that they have for holding on.
Right. So you'll frequently see them near torrents or waterfalls, right? So with their streamlined body and it's like a fighter B-52 whatever that fighter, right? It's like that. This is another interesting one, the crimson loach. It still doesn't have a scientific name, but then a very colorful loach, and again they also need cooler waters.
Yes.
Right. So that's pretty much it.
Amazing. And this is all of, I think he's not even put some of them, but what a fantastic collection. And if you're in Chennai, you must visit the Chennai Public Aquarium.
Yeah.
All of this is displayed over here. There's some fantastic aquariums over here. You must have a look at it. And it's really quite well maintained. I know the funding becomes difficult, but this is really well kept. And I wish the public would also start donating instead of just the 50 rupee ticket that is there. The public should consider donating also to this cause. It's going to be quite difficult in the coming years with the rate of mining, dredging that is going on, to really protect our environment and protect our natural riches. And I'm so glad that Beta, people like you are holding the torch. Rahul, Rajiv, so many others who are always there, and they're not even there in the limelight. So this is so important that we get to know from them what is happening, because the people, us, we don't go into the jungles to see. So we think that everything is fine. Everything is not really fine, and it needs our support. Beta, thank you so much for this time, and it was wonderful. It's a wonderful tour. Don't miss it the next time you're in Chennai.